My name's Austin Johnson. I grew up in northern Minnesota and went to school there. I was in the military for a long time.
My name is John Fontaine from Minnesota as well. I enlisted in the Army when I was 17. Went into the infantry, and luckily enough, I got stationed in Colorado, and I was very fortunate enough.
Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited to share our stories with people. I'm sure to share other people's stories. Yeah, and just have real conversations.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's going to be a lot of hunting, fishing, and outdoor content, and the occasional, other content will come out, and where we just get some deep stories and talk personal stuff.
For sure, man.
But it's endless.
So welcome to the next ridge.
Yeah, so the podcast, if you haven't figured it out yet, is called The Next Ridge. And where we wanted to go with that is, I don't know, it's all encompassing, right? Because you can use it in terms of hunting, you can use it in terms of life, motivation, right? Like just pushing to the next ridge. So that's where we came up with the idea. And that's what we're going to talk about on here is just a lot of hunting, outdoors, and adversity,
right?
Overcoming things, and just hopefully some cool conversations.
Oh, it's going to be great conversations. Yeah, when that name hit, dude, when we were talking about that at the brokerage, I was like, that's the one. As soon as we said it, we were both like, yeah, that's it. That's the one for sure. Because, I mean, as you can hear me talking right now, everybody knows that I am the ridge runner.
You are the ridge runner.
Every time we go hunting, I see a ridge and I'm like, I got to get to that ridge for whatever reason. I have put zero time onto this ridge and glassing for animals, but I'm like, there could be more on that side. So I'm going to hike to that ridge.
John's always on to the next ridge.
I can't. I can't sit still.
No. We'll be like glassing from this ridge and be like so much country to look into. And John will be like, I think I'm going to go up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go up there. I'll
see you guys later.
Yeah. And then he's off. And then you just watch him disappear.
And it's funny because last year when we were in the old church, I didn't have a Garmin InReach, and I had a whistle. So I was doing all my little solo hunts, and it wasn't smart. No. I didn't have any form of communication besides my whistle. So if I did get hurt, I hope you guys would hear me with that little whistle.
I would hope you just resort to gunfire at that point.
That's true. But
probably hear that.
Man, those 300 PRCs are really expensive.
That is true.
So
you had your pistol. Oh no, we didn't bring our pistols in there. Yeah, no need to really.
No.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, John likes to adventure on his own, but you know what? They did it forever before, so
that's true.
Fine.
Right.
It's just a crutch, really.
Yeah. But I do like that InReach.
They are nice.
Yeah,
they are super nice to have.
But yeah, dude, let's get into it, man. We got a little bit. People understand what we're going to be talking about, but let's kind of go into who we are, our backgrounds, and so people have an idea who they're talking to and are listening to.
Yeah, our love story.
Yeah. Let's start it out, man. Tell us a little bit about you, man.
Well, my name's Austin Johnson. I'm originally from Minnesota. I grew up in northern Minnesota and went to school there. I was in the military for a long time, Minnesota Army Guard. So don't hate me for it. Okay, I was a nasty girl. I did about it was like 13 or 14 years with the Guard, and did a tour in Afghanistan from 2012 to 13 as a flight medic. Then I kind of moved on in my military career. I was kind of done with the Army, so I thought I'd try the Air Force out.
That's right. I forgot you did that.
I did that for, I don't know, I think it was just a couple years or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a culture shock. I can see why I can see why folks get into the Air Force and then they stay in for 20, 30 years very comfortably.
Right. Were you security forces?
Yeah.
Was that what you were doing there?
Yeah.
Cool.
While I was doing that, then I was making the transition into law enforcement and getting my job, which is kind of where we connected our paths. It was shortly around that time.
Yeah.
And, I worked in Wisconsin as a cop and a deputy for about 5 years total. Maybe just a hair under by the time I finally walked away. But yeah, then came out here, man. I don't know who I am, man. I love hunting. I love being outdoors. I love fishing, rodeo. Found myself back in that again.
That's crazy.
And I love it. But yeah, I don't know. That's a little bit about me. I'm pretty easygoing, and I'm super excited to be on here and doing this again.
For sure, man. Yeah. There's a reason our paths crossed many
moons ago.
Yeah, many moons ago. It was probably 12, 13 years ago now. I think we met in 2014.
Yeah,
right around there.
Somewhere around there, because it was shortly after I got home.
Yeah, and I just got out of the Army.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, we'll tell you a little bit about that. How Austin I met. I'll go into my little bio. My name is John Fontaine from Minnesota as well. From Duluth. Austin was about 20 minutes away from me. I feel like you guys always had the best sports teams. Every time we try to play you guys in hockey, oh my gosh, Cloquet they were hard.
Yeah, Cloquet had a good hockey program.
Great hockey team, man. Yeah. But yeah, did that. Actually, let's start back. In 5th grade, I was a crossing guard captain.
Oh my gosh.
That's how far back we want to go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I knew then I wanted to be in the military and be a cop in 5th grade.
It was a crossing guard life, dude.
It was, man.
I always wanted to be one too when I was a kid. Dude. I thought they were the coolest.
We were cool, man. I was the crossing guard captain.
I wanted to get out there and stop cars.
It was sweet, man.
It was a power move.
It was a power move. But yeah, so I enlisted in the Army when I was 17. I went into the infantry, and luckily enough, I got stationed in Colorado, and I was very fortunate enough because there's a lot of armpits to get stationed in with the Army. And Colorado is beautiful. Spent most of 2012 over in Afghanistan, and that's actually really funny because Austin and I were in Afghanistan at the exact same time.
Yeah.
You were RC West.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I was RC East over by Pakistan.
Yeah.
But man, let me tell you what, Afghanistan, absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous country. Man, it is a sportsman's paradise.
Man, I'd love to go hunt there one day.
It was so beautiful, man. That river and those mountains was freaking amazing.
So here's the thing: is I've actually these have been popping up in my newsfeed. Is this guy who's he's either might be from the UK or he's from the US. I don't remember. I've seen a few of them, but he's in Afghanistan as a white dude, right? Obviously European.
Yeah.
And he was treated so well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just dying for more tourism there, but everything that's happened, everybody's scared to go there, but he was treated so well.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to a restaurant and had this huge feast with a bunch of people. They invited him in. Mm-hmm. And at first you're like, what's going to happen? Yeah. And then at the end, they're like, you're not paying for anything. You're our guest.
That's so cool.
It was, yeah. And as you well know, the people there are just very, very nice people. I mean,
dude, they're amazing, man.
Salt of the earth. I mean, they live in some of the harshest conditions ever with little to nothing.
Right.
But they're, very friendly.
Oh, dude, they're some of the friendliest people I ever met, man. I remember there was Sammy, and I wonder where they're at. I really hope they're still alive. These guys were.
Weird to think about.
It is, yeah. They were so hardcore, man. They hated the Taliban. Mm-hmm. Those guys were just savages, and some of the friendliest guys you'll ever meet. And it breaks when you're young, right? I was in 3rd grade when the whole 9/11 thing, quotation marks, happened, and. Dude, I'm 19 over there, right? Mm-hmm. It's 2012, and I'm like, what are we doing here, right? And you think, when you see the media, they're like, oh, man, they're horrible people. Dude, they were what a culture shock, and just a completely different way I look at it now, right? The entire war over there and just the people, man, they were great people. And they just wanted to be pretty much left alone, in a sense. You know?
Very much so, yeah.
But yeah, so my military career ended in 2014, and that's when I moved back to good old Minnesota. And Austin and I, this is a funny story how we met. This is I have to bring it up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Austin's chuckling. So there I was at the Canal Park Actually, no, it was Park Point. Michelle and I, my wife, we were out at the Lake Superior swimming, and we're driving back. And at this point, I'm fresh out of the Army. I got a lifted Silverado, like every dude does in the military.
You either get a lifted truck or you get a sports car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody either got a Camaro, a Mustang, a Charger, a Challenger.
With 20% interest.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah, they'll get you, man.
Oh, yeah, they will.
So, yeah, we're driving back, and all of a sudden, I see a bunch of lifted trucks. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Let's go check out and see those trucks. So I pull in and I back up into this parking spot next to this. You had a big black, was it a Ford?
Yeah, I think I had like an F-350 or something.
Yeah, big old black lifted truck. I parked next to him, and I start talking to this guy in a cowboy hat. And it happened, and he had veteran plates. And I'm like, hey, man, we just connected. I'm a vet, you're a vet. So Austin and I met in a Lifted Trucks. I think it was Lifted Trucks, Minnesota.
Yes, it was LTM.
LTM.
So it just kept popping up in my news feed on Facebook, and I was like, what is this, right? Yeah. I'm like, well, I got a truck. It's jacked up.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I'm bored. Yeah. I'll go check with this. I'll just go see what this is about. Turns out it was really dumb. But it was great because I got to meet you.
Right.
Everything happens for a reason, right?
Exactly. There's
something told me that day, like, hey, dude, go to this stupid truck meet thing, and I did.
And here we are.
But yeah, so that was the last time I went to one of those.
Yep. And then I met you again. So then we friended each other on Facebook. Socials. And then I became a cop back in Wisconsin with Superior. Mm-hmm. And then I ran into you at, I think, were you working at St. Luke's or Essentia?
Yeah, I was security there.
Yeah. And then I ran into you, and I'm like, bro, you should apply for the PD. And then sure enough, dude, you worked at the PD. We worked together. I went to the county. And then
there's a pattern here.
Yeah.
There's a pattern here. John went to the county, and then I went to the county, and then John moved to Idaho, and then I moved to Idaho.
And here we are.
Yeah, I've just been subtly following you around the country.
Again, though, there's a reason why our paths crossed.
Yeah, man.
And we've had very similar personalities. We like to do the same stuff, and we've always had this endeavor of making really cool content, having an awesome platform. So, fun fact, Austin and I used to own an archery shop here in Coeur d'Alene. And that was one of the main reasons you moved out here.
Yeah.
Austin had a background working at a pro shop, and my buddy Jake and I, we had this idea of bringing this to the area because there was none. And I just kept talking with you, Austin, about things I need to do. And then eventually you're just like, hey, man, I'd love to be part of it. I'm like, dude, please.
Yeah, I was ready to kind of step out of the law enforcement scene at that time too, you know, and not that I didn't enjoy doing what we were doing there. And like, I was working narcotics and I was having a good time. But I was just like, I felt like I needed something else, you know, like I hit that point where I had been working for the government since I was 18 years old, you know, and now I'm pushing 20, no, I was like 30, you know, and I'm like, you know, I just want to do my own thing. And it's funny because I saw this clip recently, and it was how cops, certain types of cops make the best entrepreneurs, right? Because if you're that cop out there that's like not a company man and you don't like being told what to do and you keep getting hammered on, like you'll make a great entrepreneur because you'll thrive better when you're your own boss.
Right.
You know, so I think, anyways, I was just ready to take that leap, and man, it was a big one, right? Like
huge leap, man. That was so hard, dude, to get out of that profession, man. I did it for 6 years, and I was struggling. Yeah, I was really struggling to make that. I knew I had to get out. Yeah, I knew I had to do it, and luckily enough, my paths. I crossed paths with Seth and Jared, and dude, that's exactly that's how it went down, man. At the hockey rink, and then I was just like, man, this is just. There's something here, right? Yeah. And now, you know, look at where we're at, right?
Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's funny when you're going through it, you don't see the end, right? Like right now, looking back, like, man, crazy. Like all these decisions that led us to right here.
For sure, man.
You know?
I know. It's freaking wild, man. I was listening to that Mountain Tough, the Bible series after every workout. It's really good, man. It's just 5 days a week, little devotions and all that. And it was talking about planting seeds, right? And I think for like you and I, like we've we've done a lot in our short time, and just kind of see where we're going to end up. Like right now, like the seeds are just planted again. You know, like we planted the seeds, and all we got to do is just stay consistent, keep watering them, let those roots grow deep and strong before we grow tall and wide, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, where are we going to be in 5 years? You know,
Man,
and I just can't wait to share our stories. And I think one thing we haven't mentioned with this yet, with this platform, is we're going to have a YouTube series as well. And we're going to make some really epic videos. You might not see a lot of successful hunts yet. This is true, says Austin. Last year, man.
We had a good year.
We had a great last year. Fun. But yeah, we're going to have some really cool YouTube videos coming out. Our goal is to do one a month. We got an elk hunt video coming up. I think we're going to do last year's mule deer hunt. Is that the one we're going to drop?
Yep.
And then, stay tuned. We'll get some skiing adventures going on, some pheasant hunts that you got us booked for next week.
Yeah, we're going to do some pheasant hunting next week at a local place called the Double Barrel Ranch here, just south of Spokane. I went out hunting there last year, and it's a game preserve. Don't get me wrong. I love chasing wild pheasants, but I haven't figured out good spots yet, so I'm still working on that. I know on the Washington side, it tends to be a little bit better. We have some great chucker hunting here, which we'll do next year. I want to do like a cast and blast trip.
Dude, yes.
Down off the Grand Ronde.
Yes.
Go find some chuckers. I got a bird dog again, so he'll be primed and ready to go next year.
Hank. Can't wait, dude.
Yeah. And then so we're gonna go shoot some game birds over at Double Barrel Ranch. And you know, honestly, last year I had a great time there. It was so much fun. The country's great. The birds are good. And yeah, it's just fun, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you pay to play, but it's all about the experience, the camaraderie, and having fun shooting some birds, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited. Seth's going to join us on that.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's going to be great. And, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is how I ended up in Idaho. So yeah, back in 2019, and then for you listeners, if you're ever curious of why, why Idaho, like my biggest thing, I'm sure you heard it too, is like anytime I told anybody when I was living back in Wisconsin and Minnesota, they're like, why are you moving to Idaho? What's in Idaho? And they're always like, the potatoes. I'm like, dude.
I was that guy when you moved.
Oh, you were that guy.
I was one of those people, dude. I was
why
like,
Idaho?
Why the hell?
Let me tell you why Idaho's the best. It is, in my opinion, and Austin can agree with this too, and he can share his insights, but the location is incredible, man. You cannot beat it. Between Idaho and Montana, oh my gosh, it's a outdoorsman's paradise.
Oh yeah.
Like almost 70% of Idaho is public land. It's still got the 4 seasons, just like the Midwest where we came from. It's got water. It's got beautiful, pristine lakes, amazing rivers. The freaking skiing here is amazing.
Yeah.
And then the amount of hunting and fishing that you can do here is incredible.
Oh yeah.
And we spend a lot of time over in Montana as well. Yeah. And it's just, man, I just can't get enough of the state. And I feel like I still haven't I had just touched a little speck of it. And,
oh yeah.
I
feel like there's so much more to explore. And the cool thing about it is, well, one, it's challenging. Like hunting in Idaho is challenging. I've learned that very quickly over the last couple of years. Like it, especially up in the northern region, like it's steep and it's thick and it's deep, but man, it's rewarding if you can get into it. You know,
sure.
Like when you're out there and you're looking and you're like, I do not want to go over there.
Right.
This looks like it's going to be awful.
Yeah.
And then you do it and you're like, that was awful, but hey, you just go for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think, I haven't been successful yet in getting an elk. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get one with the muzzle loader here I have high hopes December.
For you. Yeah.
I just want to fill my tag.
Yeah.
But, so kind of like what John was saying, like I would say we're not super experienced hunters by any means. We're passionate.
Yeah.
And we love hunting, but we still have so much to learn.
Definitely. Especially Western hunting, man.
Oh yeah. Like we grew up hunting in the Midwest out of a tree stand, which there's a lot of skill and technique in that to harvest, mature deer.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that goes into it. So but it's a different kind of challenging. That's more of like that's a chess game. You're trying to get into the perfect spot to ambush, right?
Right.
where Western hunting, like spot and stock, what we've come to fall in love with, you're just like busting your back to get into some high country or like a good glassing spot and let your glass do the work, and then you get to do the work after that. You know, you find a good one, and then you get to go chase them down.
Right.
And there's something about that just gets me fired up. Like I love it.
It's the best, man. Seriously.
So yeah, I guess you'll see our YouTube videos, and John and I like to have a lot more fun than anything. We're all about just enjoying our time out there and experiencing it and having fun and trying to be present in it. And so, you know, we get our the blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. We get a decent one, and we get some harvest, and it'll just get better. But man, we just want to, with our YouTube stuff, you know, we're not looking to, you know, be the next meat eater by any means. You know, we're like, well, those guys are great because they show the failures too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all about success. You know, Fred Bear said, if you consider an unsuccessful hunt a waste of time, then you've missed the point completely.
Dude, I love that so much.
You know, so
well said.
And I think that's what we're about. You know, like, sure, we don't always hit the mark and find big deer or find the biggest elk or whatever, but that's not what it's about for us. For us, it's about sharing that experience.
Exactly, man.
So that's what you'll get in our YouTube stuff. You know, we'll do some highlights and we'll do some gear reviews and some stuff like that, but
yeah, I think
it's just not going to be that serious like at the end of the day.
No, that's well said, man. Yeah, I think the gear reviews will be great. I think the Fireside stories that we'll do from time to time. I think we'll do one. We're leaving for a mule deer hunt tomorrow, coming back Sunday, and I think we'll do one out there with Stu. Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. Just because if we do it Saturday, it'd be pretty much our last day, and kind of talk about what happened, and it'd be a good time. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to share this adventure with you all, and I hope you all enjoy these videos and these podcasts. We're going to have some cool people on. I know I want to get that Two Bear Air over Montana. Oh, and that's another thing too. We're going to be highlighting Montana stuff as well. So if you're ever interested in learning more about Montana, we spend a lot of time over there, whether that's hunting, fishing, or backpacking, skiing. We do it all. We got some really good connections over there as well. And at some point, we'll probably have our Montana real estate license as well. Yeah. So we got a lot of cool things coming up.
Yeah, I think, I'm just excited. I'm excited to share our stories with people. I'm sure to share other people's stories. Yeah, and just have real conversations. Yeah. You know, I think, again, we did this to just express who we are and what we feel, and hopefully not create too much of an echo chamber of, you know, what our beliefs. We want to have some, you know, conflicting values on here too, because I think those make great conversations.
Oh, definitely.
But other than that, it's going to be a lot of hunting, fishing, and outdoor content, and the occasional, you know, other content will come out, and where we just get some deep stories and talk personal stuff.
For sure, man.
It's endless.
It's endless. To the next ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to learn to ski this year. I can't wait for that video. It's going to be absolute. We'll go out when it's a powder day. Yeah. And Wash, you just send it off a cliff. It'll be awesome. There's no rules apply when it's powder out there.
You just send it.
Just send it, dude. You ain't going to hurt yourself.
Ain't nothing to it but to get to it, huh? Mm-hmm. So I've snowboarded quite a bit in my life. Yeah. Went for the first time last year in many years. I used to do a lot of snowboarding when I was a kid, but in Duluth on the hill.
Oh yeah, you spend more time on the chairlift than anything.
Yeah. But then we went up to Schweitzer last year, and I snowboarded for the first time in a long time. It was a lot of fun, man. But I think skis just look funner. Like I just think I'm at that point in my life where like I just want to ski.
It's superior.
It is. It is. Well, I'll be the judge of that. I'll find out. I mean, like, I just remember if you want to stop, you make a pizza slice.
Pizza French fry.
French fry.
Yeah, pizzas. But you know how to play hockey, so it's same edge work, man. Same edge work. Yeah, you're good.
Cool.
So you're going to be great.
That'll be fun. I'm excited because I don't have to, like, take a binding off every time I got to get on a ski lift, especially if I've had a couple mountain beers.
Oh, dude, we're going to have so much Guinness.
It gets even more difficult.
Montuckies. Oh, my gosh. Hey, if Guinness, if you're listening, please sponsor us.
We do my best. Some creamy pints up on the mountains.
Anywhere. A creamy pint. Yeah. Split some G's.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. You kind of told us about yourself. I kind of told you about myself. This is just kind of our first episode to get out and not like our pilot episode and kind of tell you who we are, and you'll find out way more about us as the podcasts go on. But
we'll share war stories. I know that would be a good one. That's a whole other podcast itself.
Yeah.
Talk about our time over there. Talk about some cop stories.
Oh, yeah. A lot of those. A lot of those.
And then I'd like to, it would be fun to talk about our Frank Church hunt from last year as well.
Yeah.
You know, have maybe a couple of guys come on, and because there's a lot of people that are moving here, man, that are looking to get into hunting.
Yeah.
You know, and just we can share our experience of what it was like to go to, you know, hunting up here and then hunting down Central. Flying in.
So cool. I love that.
It's legit, man. It's camping. It's surviving. It's the best.
It is. Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think.
Do we know what our final saying is yet? Didn't we have like something? We'll see you on the next
I don't know
ridge.
if we'll have a catchphrase.
I don't think so. Let's
might.
make up one right now.
Yeah. I feel like they're pretty cliche.
Yeah. I'll see you on the next ridge.
Yeah. No. Not about it.
What do you think, Seth?
On to the next ridge.
No,
that was sick, Seth.
No catch.
On to the next ridge.
No catchphrases. We won't be doing those. Cool. Well, if you guys are excited to follow along with us, please follow along.
Follow along. That was great, dude.
I don't know where I was going with that. I'm new to this whole.
If you're excited to see us, follow along. I'm excited to follow along. We do have an Instagram. We have 2 subscribers right now. Our YouTube channel has not been released yet. Yeah. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and the bell for notifications. Am I doing this right, Seth?
Yeah, nail it. Now you have 3 subscribers.
Oh, we got 3 subscribers.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, socials.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. If you're looking to move to North Idaho, let us know.
We're here.
We're here.
We go all the way up to Canada.
Well, John does a lot, actually.
All the time.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, we're excited to keep doing this, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See you on the next ridge.